Hey there, history buffs. Welcome to this video lecture on the 7 Years' War, a global conflict that spanned 5 continents and involved the world's greatest powers at the time. Known as the First True World War, it lasted from 1756 to 1763 and reshaped the balance of power in Europe and the world. Over the next 15 minutes, we'll explore its causes, major events, and the far-reaching consequences that followed. To understand the 7 Years' War, we need to look at the key sources of conflict. European rivalries. Europe in the mid-18th century was a powder keg of competing powers. After the War of Austrian Succession, tensions between the Austrian Habsburgs and the rising power of Prussia remained unresolved, particularly over the region of Silesia, which Prussia had seized. Austria, allied with France and Russia, sought revenge against Prussia. Colonial competition. At the same time, Britain and France were locked in a global struggle for supremacy in trade and colonial holdings. They fought over territories in North America, the Caribbean, Africa, and India, each trying to expand their empires and control lucrative resources like fur, sugar, and spices. This combination of European territorial disputes and global imperial competition set the stage for the outbreak of war. Before we get into the battles, let's look at the alliances that shaped this war. The 7 Years' War saw a realignment of European powers. Austria, France, and Russia formed an alliance to contain Prussia and prevent its rise in Central Europe. Britain allied with Prussia, creating a formidable partnership. Britain focused on the colonial struggle with France, while Prussia, under Frederick the Great, was left to defend its territory in Europe. This diplomatic revolution changed the dynamics of European politics, leading to a truly global conflict. The war in Europe began in 1756 when Frederick the Great of Prussia launched a preemptive strike against Austria and Saxony, fearing an impending attack. Prussia, although vastly outnumbered, managed to hold its own against Austria, France, and Russia. Key battles include Battle of Rossbach 1757. Frederick decisively defeated a larger Franco-Austrian force, solidifying his reputation as a military genius. Battle of Leuthen 1757, another victory for Frederick against Austria, securing his hold on Silesia. Despite several defeats, Frederick's tactical brilliance and Britain's financial support helped Prussia survive this continental onslaught. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the war between Britain and France was raging in North America. Known as the French and Indian War, it centered on territorial disputes, particularly in the Ohio River Valley. Notable events include Battle of Fort Duquesne 1758. The British captured this key French fort, gaining control over the surrounding region. Battle of Quebec 1759. This decisive British victory, led by General Wolfe, marked the turning point of the war in North America, leading to the fall of French Canada. By the end of the conflict, France had lost nearly all its North American territories to Britain. In India, the British East India Company and France clashed in what is known as the Third Carnatic War. Key events include Battle of Plassey 1757. Robert Clive led British forces to a decisive victory against the French and their Indian allies. This battle established British supremacy in India and paved the way for the British Empire's dominance on the subcontinent. The conflict also extended to the Caribbean and West Africa, where Britain and France fought over valuable sugar-producing islands. The British seized several French territories, including Guadeloupe and Martinique, and took control of French forts in West Africa, severely disrupting France's influence and trade networks in these regions. After 7 years of brutal warfare, the major powers were exhausted. The war concluded with two key peace treaties. Treaty of Paris 1763. This treaty ended the conflict between Britain and France. It had far-reaching consequences. France ceded most of its North American territories to Britain, including Canada and all land east of the Mississippi River. In return, France retained its valuable Caribbean colonies like Martinique and Guadeloupe, crucial for their sugar economy. Treaty of Hubertusburg 1763. This treaty ended the war between Prussia and Austria, with Prussia keeping Silesia. This cemented Prussia's role as a major European power. These treaties redrew the global map and laid the foundations for future conflicts. The 7 Years' War had a profound impact on global history. Britain's rise, Britain emerged as the dominant global power, with an empire stretching from North America to India. This dominance would shape the world for the next century. Decline of France. France's defeat and loss of its colonies weakened its influence, contributing to financial crises that helped spark the French Revolution in 1789. Prussia's ascendancy. The war solidified Prussia's role as a major European power, setting the stage for its leadership in the unification of Germany in the 19th century. American Revolution. The war sowed the seeds of discontent in Britain's American colonies. Britain's attempts to recover war debts through taxation sparked resistance, leading to the American Revolution just over a decade later. Global shifts. The conflict reshaped the world's colonial powers and trade routes, creating a new world order. In conclusion, the 7 Years' War was far more than a regional conflict. It was a global struggle that spanned continents and reshaped the political and colonial map. Its legacy is seen in the rise of Britain as a superpower, the decline of France, and the eventual path to both the American and French revolutions. The war set the stage for the modern geopolitical world we know today. Thank you for watching this lecture. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments below.